Alright, today I'm going to do some work on the interior, and I'm going to try and swap these the seat back out, or the seats with the swap sides, so that this will be on the inside on the passenger seat and won't be so noticeable. And I'm also going to see if I can figure out what's causing this problem. Probably just the gear stripped out, and while I'm at it, I'm going to work on this emergency brake and figure out why it's broken. So let's see what happens. And the other thing is this, you can hear it, but you can't see it, but it's loose and it kind of rocks back and forth. So see if we can figure out what's causing that too. So these things are pretty easy to get out. Alright, so I've decided that after looking at it, that this is swapping out the backs of the seats probably going to be more than I want to work with today. So or at all, because it looks like it's have to take this whole thing apart, and it's just not doesn't look like it's going to be easy to do. So I'll just wait till I can get the thing recovered and deal with it then. So you can see that this is probably still can't see it very well, but it's loose, and so this thing will go up and down, just not with anybody sitting in it. So probably just a worn gear. Let's get it out. Alright, see these little black caps here holding these on? These are not, they don't want to come off for some reason, so there's nothing to hold them on except for, well, you can see this little bitty pin back here that I can't get. Let's try this one right here. Ah, that hurt. The pin comes right out. This thing slides off like that. So now let's see if we can get this one off. And this is going to need a pair of pliers. Alright, so let's try it with these. See if we can get it. Come on. There we go. Man. All right. Come on. There we go. Well, that's nice and filthy. Take both of these and clean them up later. Well, I got the thing out and trying to figure out what the deal is, and so it's running, but the gears are completely stripped after I've messed with it. But this is the one right here. But as you see, this box is riveted closed, so there's no chance in replacing any of the gears, which are obviously nylon inside there. So I figure I'll just clean the thing up, clean all the nasty garbage out of the carpet, and see what I can do with the emergency brake. So there we are. Okay, so I've decided to move on to the emergency brake, try to figure out why it was not working correctly. So what would happen is pull this this thing up. This button here doesn't, excuse me, the button doesn't do anything. It wouldn't pop back up. And so I noticed that, if you can probably see it, this spring right here. Oh. So there's this little spring right down, way down there, and like, what? Why doesn't it work? So the button never would pop back up. I'd have to wiggle it a little bit, and finally get the emergency brake to go back down. So what I did was pull this thing. This thing always came off, so obviously a little screw hole in there, and went right in this hole here. I can only assume that's something went in there, but what happens is, reach down here, pull this little spring up, and it fits right on top of that. Really not much else holding it on. Put this down over it, and now that works again. So you pull the thing up, push it back down to get in and out of the car, which at least they thought of something. Pull it back up, push that down, release the brake. So and then pull it back up, and it'll not pop back up like that. So what I need to do is gently take this off and find a little screw that will fit into that, and then this thing will be basically, for the most part, fixed, except for the leather boot, or the boot that goes on here, which I'm assuming they took off and threw away. So let's get this carpet cleaned and then put it all back together. So the carpet is somewhat cleaner, just in this one little spot. This spot right here is really dirty. I keep pulling more dirt out of there, just kind of getting all the greasy grime out of the dirt. So just in this one spot right here, you can see this is how nasty the dirty carpet was. So, and I'm not even done. So okie dokie, so this thing's about as clean as I got time to get it. I'm letting it dry out, and while I'm doing that, I'm enjoying a little bit of that. So still getting dirt along this edge. I don't know, I mean, it's amazing how filthy nasty a car can get from sitting, but the way I fixed the emergency brake was I just took there's a little screw, and if you see it right about here, I put a little screw in there, and now this thing, this doesn't come off, which means the spring is still in place. Well, that didn't sound good. Yeah, there we go. So that works. I just get the boot put back on it, or get a new boot for it, because it wasn't on there, and I don't like looking at rust. So get it all put back together, and maybe get the new electrical part